Crypto kids, this is extremely scary. You see, 4 years ago tomorrow, Bitcoin started a 36% price decline that ended with a Q4 capitulation. There are many things pointing towards a similar path for Bitcoin's price action. Watch until the video. I'll share my thoughts on whether a 4 year cyclicality can remain supreme in predicting Bitcoin's future or if we diverge away starting today. Chances are, if you've been a crypto kid for a long time, then you know which way of the scale my opinion sways in. I think it's going to be interesting. The contrast is something I've not witnessed on crypto YouTube before. Jay Spizzle Crypto is the only person who talked about this, but aside from him, no one has brought it to their community's attention. Watch until the end. Don't destroy the video, but destroy the like button if you find it cool, and subscribe for daily content. With that said, let's begin with what really went down in 22 and why is 4 years ago even relevant for something that we're doing in 2026? Well, it's been a mush. Bitcoin has been a blend of 2018 and 2022. Maybe you remember in May, the second week of May, particularly when Bitcoin traded at $81,000, and crypto Twitter went on a rant of saying that 4 year cycles are broken, we're going to go to new all time highs, time to go all in. We said, look, in 2018, you tested your 200 daily moving average. Following that test came a huge rejection that took out your February capitulation low in the month of June. Bitcoin was creating a bear flag as well in the meantime. So the bear flag started in Feb, and then the highest point was in May. You had a triple top. And the opinion I shared was in a video titled The Biggest Opportunity of a Lifetime, something like that. We said that we will very likely reject from here and take out the level we reached earlier in 2026 in June. That's exactly what happened. And if you notice, Bitcoin rallied in summer, but then had a drop, did nothing until November, and faced a painful last price crash in December to then begin its bull market. We are a blend of 22 and 2018 this time around. And actually, when we speak of summer price action, we're closer to what we did 4 years ago. Bitcoin had a triple bottom. Now we have a double bottom. Then it had a ascending channel of price appreciation. We have an ascending channel of price appreciation. That stops on the 15th of August, and then you decline, then you capitulate, and you begin your bull following November. I'll tell you one more thing. BTC retested its 200-week moving average in those summer months. After getting a retest, you reject, and boom, 4 year cycles do the trick. We are at the 200-week moving average, and we are facing a rejection. So here is my personal plan of action. We don't need to do things exactly word for word. And are we going to do it word for word? Likely not. We are much less volatile than prior cycles. So any downturn that BTC could face will likely be lower in percentage. The bottom was in December 2018. The bottom came in November for 22. The bottom should come in October for 2026. My TA is clear from my personal trading. If we break below 62.7K, particularly 62.2K, I will exit any short-term longs that I have and get ready to accumulate into my $500,000 position in the months of September and October. Once we break above key resistances of 200 daily moving average, and then multi-cycle support that turn into resistance, then I will add margin to my trade right over there, confirm that the bull bear is over and the bull is beginning, and wait until we hit a new high, hopefully around 2.5 years from today. That is my plan of action. But we're at a critical point. You can even argue that a small head and shoulders pattern is forming there, and we're at the neckline. If 62.7K is closed with a confirmation, then yeah, Q4 capitulation will be It's plan A, but it will have a further statistical positive outcome of taking place as we've been expecting for all this time. And somewhere in October, we should get our Bitcoin low. Does it mean that I'm waiting to buy Bitcoin? Absolutely not. I gave a warning under that tweet. I said, that being said, correlations are always subject to being broken, and fractals cannot guarantee repetition. Sure, the S&P 500 had 4-year cycles for 3 decades in the last century, and that continued literally for 30 years before it broke. The 4-year cycles can break in 2026. It doesn't have to continue. There's no guarantee of it. So as a Bitcoin investor who believes in Bitcoin, who wants to allocate capital into Bitcoin, we know that one fact and one fact only remains true, that we have a 50% discount from all-time highs. So I said, if you've been waiting on the sidelines to accumulate, waiting for a further bigger discount has historically led to regrets and FOMO buying at higher prices later on. IDCA all the way. I'll be buying more Bitcoin today, tomorrow, and in Q4, no matter what the price will be. Because I'm here to hodl for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years minimum, ideally 10, 15, 20 years. I know that whatever Bitcoin I buy now, in 2 years, will be the best investment that I could have made relative to our present time. So I'm completely fine with purchasing at 63K, but I acknowledge the risk of a further drop. I'll hold on to that Bitcoin, and if we do get that drop, I'll buy more. If we don't get that drop, I'll still buy more. With TA, with leverage trading, you need to be more careful, and I've said this a few times in our last updates. I'm sorry for repeating myself, but it's so, so, so important. With leverage trading, you have a liquidation risk. So I need conditions to be met to reduce my downwards risk to enter maybe a little bit later from a leverage standpoint, but it's okay because I've been buying spot Bitcoin. So I capture that initial rally with my spot buying pressure. I'll maybe jump into my leverage trade a little bit later than what should be ideal, but it's fine. I want to maintain that long for 2.5 years until we get our next cycle's bull market top. So this is how I'm approaching Bitcoin. This is how I'm playing Bitcoin. I am concerned that 22 and 2026 look so identical, and that next week should be, theoretically, the start of a major downturn if we were to say that, all right, what 2022 did will happen word for word in our current cycle, which may or may not. But in general, monetary policy is not favorable, liquidity is not favorable, no spot buyers in the market. The technical analysis does not look so favorable. So keep your mind open, keep your mind um, in a way that it accepts a likely drop into Q4 so that you don't get caught trapped or you don't get caught red-handed. At least this is what I'm doing. So yeah, guys, that sums up our analysis. 1,064 days from low to high has been true. Then 364 days from high to low has been true. We've seen that across 3 cycles now. Price action, basically the same. The days of which highs and lows are created are exactly the same, and there's no point for me to abandon such a perfectly working tool until Bitcoin abandons that pattern. Thank you for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your evening. If you're looking for a place to be buying and selling Bitcoin, do check out the links in the description to our partners who offer phenomenal bonuses to the Crypto Kids community, specifically with BTCC, Lavex, and Weeks. See you all in 24 hours from now. Bye-bye. And let's pray that we don't top out either tonight or tomorrow. See you guys.